data in the database. As you know, database is a collection of tables which stores the records, right? I hope you all know the basics of database and the database operations. So we store data like when I have, for example, any table we can take incident table. So there are list of records. So these records are available in the table called incident table, right? So we have the operation that can be performed on the database are like create a record into the table or update a record in a table, delete a record or read a record in the table. So to view this record itself, we need read permission, and to update this record, we need a write permission, and to create a record, so we need to have this new button, right, in the form to create a new record. So when I go and fill out this form and submit this form, I'll be able to add a record to this incident table, right? So, and the number will be like, this is the incident number, and assist ID will be generated. So if you see, this is a new record here. This is a new record, and this is not yet stored in the database. This is not yet available in the database. So only if I go and submit this, this record will be created. And it has to satisfy some conditions and logic that are already set. So I'm adding an assignment group, and I save this. So now I'm able to create a new record. So we are creating a record into the incident table. So first of all, like we have to know like what are the tables that are available in ServiceNow, where are they stored, and all those details, right? So tables, if you go and type tables, so ServiceNow database is having a collection of tables, and the tables are stored in a table itself called sys underscore db underscore object. So here is the table system definition tables. If I select that, control click, it will open in a new tab, and you will be able to see all the list of tables here. Here is where the incident table is there. So you can filter out the incident table, and this is the table which was storing this record. I created a record and it is stored in this table. And I said that a table can have a parent table, and a table can be a child table, or it can extend another table, right? So those concepts are there, like inheritance is available in ServiceNow. So what are the fields that are available in this form? They are all defined in this table definition, like caller location. I have added last class, I guess. So caller location is added here. So we are able to add a field to the table. So let us consider some example, like we can compare Excel spreadsheet to a database, and then like this, a school database. A school database could have student details, teacher info, office staff details, and several details, right? So the database itself is having a list of tables. So student is one table, teacher info is another table, office staff is another table. So the student table will be having the list of all the student records, and each of the students will be having a serial number or a roll number, which is going to, or an admission number, which will uniquely identify them, right? So we add the records to the table. So the records are added to the rows. Records can be added, can be considered as rows, and the fields, right, they can be considered as column. So when I am adding a column or a field, I added a field here. So I am adding something to the table column, right? So when we are adding a column, we will be able to store that information to the record, to all the records, like location details, right? Okay, so now today I will go and create a custom table. So these are tables that are available out of box in ServiceNow. So let us go and create a custom table, like a student information table, or storing contact details table, or something like that. So we come across several data in our day-to-day life. So either it can be a to-do list, or it can be a shopping cart, or a list of items you want to purchase. Everything, right? We are recording in the form of a table, right? So let us create a table, a student info table. So as an example, a custom table that can store a data and see how it can be projected into a form, right? So for that, go to all, click on new button. So I am going to create a table. So what we are doing, basically you have to understand that all the tables are stored under sys underscore db object table. And here I am going to create a new table. Only administrators will be having the capability to create tables. So other users will not be able to create tables. So only administrators, the person who are having admin roles will be able to create table. So I click on new. So here I am just giving like new vision school student info. So this is the table name. And when I click outside, you will be able to see that when I click outside, you will be able to see that a name is generated. So this is a label, just a label for the table. For example, um, if you see the list of all the tables, it will have a label and a system name. So this is the label and this is the system name. For example, I could say like user table, the label is user, but the system name is sys underscore user. Okay. Basically, the system name is sys underscore user. So the database will be able to identify only this name. When you're doing a coding, right? When you're calling in a script, you should be able to identify the table using the system name and not the label. So here, when I just a label, type a label and click outside, you will be able to see a name is generated, system name. So with a u underscore, meaning that it is a custom table. So it is prefixed with u underscore because it will help the system to understand these tables are created by users, administrators, and not provided out of box. So you can see sys underscore user and all those things are there, but there are very less table with u underscore. If I am seeing any table with u underscore, then it is a custom table that I created. So you can see v demo registry form. These are the table created by me. Okay, and these are some tables I don't create, but it is something that is available out of box. But the table that I created, they are all having u underscore prefixed. But all tables like incident, problem, and change, they are all not having the u underscore as a prefix, right? So the u underscore is used to denote that it is a custom table. And I'm removing these two things like create module, create mobile module. So if we are having this, when we create the table itself, we will be able to create the module in this list. While creation of the table is happening, the same time a shortcut will be added to the list, all navigator. So if you have this create module checked, it will create a module in the menu navigator. So since we are learning from the scratch, I'm removing it. Okay, and I'm just going to create just a simple custom table. We want to understand what is happening at the background when we are creating a table. I just gave a name, label and a name, and I'm saving it. So you have to note that there are no columns here. So that is, there are no fields created for this table. I am not creating any field. So all are blank here. So these are all default values and nothing is there. I'm going and saving it. So when I save it, what happens? So when I save this, close unnecessary tabs. So I created a new table. So if you are able to see here, click all. New student visual info is created under sys underscore db object. That is, a new table is created and in the table definition, if you see, you will be able to see there are 6 columns created. What I did, I just gave a name, table and a name, and I saved it. So when I save it, you are able to see that there are 6 columns that are created, and I did not create them. They are created by default by the system. So whenever a table is created, these 6 columns are automatically created. What are them? Like created date time. So this is going to store the record creation time. Updates. How many updates are done for this? It is going to take some integer. Created by, like who is the person who created this record? It will store. Updated by, like who is the person who last updated this record? And the sys ID. This is very important. ID. Global user ID. Sorry. Global user ID. The sys ID is a unique identifier, right? So it is like a primary key, which is going to generate a 32 character set of 32 character. So which is going to have a unique ID, and with only with the use sys ID we will be able to identify a record uniquely. It is like a primary key. And updated. So when it is last updated, that is also date and time. Okay. So these 6 fields are automatically created. So if we want to create more fields, we can go and create them. Like I want to create some field like serial number, okay, student name, class section, class teacher name, like that. Okay. So one second. Okay. Let me go and create a new field. Click on new. The first field is going to be a string field instead of admission number, student ID. And I will generate it like auto generated numbers, like increment it. So I will be taking this later. First I will add a student name, class, section and teacher name. So the student name, right? Let me give it as a string. So I have to give the type of the field. So it is a string field. So student name, I give the name of the field that has to be displayed in the form. In the form, right? What is the name of the field that is going to be displayed? For example, if you see that incident record, any form you can take, okay? So here you are seeing the label, right? These are the labels. Caller location I added and it is a label. So if I give student name, it is going to be the label name that is going to be displayed on the form. Student name, I click typed and click outside. So the system name is automatically generated and it is going to take 200. So this gives the length of the string. I don't want 200, just 20 is enough. Okay. So that's it. I created one field and I want to submit it. I can either go and save it. By saving it, it will remain in the same form. If I submit it, it will take me to the previous form. Okay, I am submitting it. So one record is added. So it is asking for the next record. So first let us go and see that whether it is created in the table definition. So you can see the table, student name, vision, student info, and we have the student name here. So this is the field that I created. And if you want to view this in the list form, so in the form view, right, you can click on show form here. So you will be able to see that we created a table, 6 columns are auto generated and we created one custom column. And I can also show this in the form view like this. I want to show this in the form view. I can quickly do that by going to the link here, related links, show form. So you are able to see the field created. So we are going to add more fields here. Then we will come back to this. Okay, so the next field I'm going to add is class and section. Okay, type is going to be string again.
So then everything is starting with u underscore is custom, right?
Yes,
Okay.
so whenever it is either a table name or a field name, so
Mm.
ServiceNow prefix u automatically to denote that it is a custom field.
Okay.
It is the kind of uh, best practice that they feel in order to differentiate between the field that are available out of box and the field that are provided at custom table. There could be some situation when people create some field name which are already there in the out of box, right? So there could be system could cause some discrepancies in the later on stages. However, if we are going to add a u underscore, so anything that is out of box will not be affected, right? So
Okay.
okay, I go and create this field. I created a student name and a class. Let me create one more. Here I'm going to give some choice A, B, C, D like that. So section. So this is a choice type field which will be like a drop down, right? So let me go and save this. So we have selected choice. We have to give the choices, right? So for that, go down in the choices tab, related list. These are called related list. In the choices tab, we can add the choices here. Click on new. It's just going to be A, B, C, D. Okay. A value I put it in small, and the sequence I give it as 10. So save. If I want to add one more, I can give B and small b. Here I can add one more by not saving it, by giving insert and stay or insert. Insert will take me out of this form. Insert and stay will keep it here so that I can add one more choice. I give insert and stay. That is, A is added, B is also added. Now I give C, small c, and then I give insert. So if I give insert, it will insert and take me outside, and you will be able to see that there are three choices created. And the sequencing is something, the, the sequence in which the list should show. For example, if I remove this 10, C will be shown as the first because it will be taken as 0, no value. So C and then AB, because if they are going to have the same order, then it will choose the alphabetical order. So I will create one more. I can also add it from here, D and D here, and I give 10 here. So I will give you the difference. So and I am giving 20 here. So what will be the order now? C will be the first. Then it will consider 10. There are two 10 values. It will take alphabetical order. So A will be the second. The next will be the D. And the next will be B. Okay. So that will be the choice order. Hope you understand. So just want to play around so that you will be able to understand how this works. Okay. And about update. So I've added a choice field. So now let us go and add one more field. We can also insert a row from here also. Teacher name. And here I am giving the type as, I want to select as teacher from, okay, let me give it a string, later we can consider these things. string. By we are done, right? So once I have done, I have to save this. It will create this field. The thing is that we have to check how it is created. Let us go to the teacher name. So it has taken new underscore automatically, given some default maximum length 40. Alright, so that is how it created it. Update it. So that's it. I created 4 fields. Let me check them in the form view. Show form. So you are able to see this. They are created and the section. See, I have said right, C will be the first because it is not having any order. A, D and B. So that is about the choices. And here we have the teacher name. So I want to add one more field which is going to be the auto numbering student ID field. Okay. For that, ServiceNow provides an option to auto number. For that, you have to go to Controls tab. Go to Controls tab, select auto number, and here it is taking the prefix new because I have given new vision student info, right? It will take this first word. So, but what I need is stud ID will be the prefix. And how many numbers should be there? I say like 1000 is there, right? Let me put it as like there should be it should start with the number should start with 10,000. Okay, and how many digits should be there? So if I select 7, it will take like stud, and after that it will add some 0, so that the digits will be up to 7. We have only 5 digits, 2 zeros will be added here. Okay, so we will see how you will be able to see that when we open the form view. So I save this. Go to our table. So it is all done. So if I click on show form, you can see the number is generated, and it is taking the prefix to ID, and it is having 7 numbers, 7 digits. It is having 7 digits, and it is starting a number 1. So let me give some student name, Arun, class 8, section A, Radha, and then I submit it. So what I am doing, I am creating a new record. So far what we have done, we have done only creation of the table, and there are no data in this table. If you go and see the list view, click on show list, there are no records here. So when I'm going to save this, it will create a new record to the database. So the database is having the student new vision table, and this student new vision table, there are no records here because I am made to create a record. Now only I'm going to create a record by clicking on save. Go and refresh this list now. So it's created, right? So this is a simple way of to understand how ServiceNow tables are created and how the records are stored. The same way is what this form is created. The same way is how the list incident list we are able to see, right? All the incidents. If you go and click on all incidents, it is taking us to the all incident list view. It is same as this list view that we are seeing here. Okay, guys, it's all clear till now.
Maybe doubt about that. For example, for any student, we have mentioned section A, right? Later on, if we move to section B or C or something different, so can we modify here
Yeah, that is
directly in
where
the
that so first operation we have done, it is called submit, is creating a record. Something
okay.
if we want to update a record, it is called update operation. You are able to see the update button here, right? So you go
Hmm.
to section A, change it to C and update it. Now we are updating the record. So here if you see this, show list, So his new record will be like from A to change to C, and you can see that. So now the database is updated to C. That is why you are able to see this. So this is called a database update operation. So generally there are four operations that can be done on the database. First thing you should be able to access the table, right? First is you should be able to read the table. Consider an office. An office is having a bureau, okay, or a shelf which is locked. So there are a lot of files inside that bureau, okay. So you should be able to having the access to open the locker. You should be having the right key. So if you open the locker or the bureau, there are a lot of shelves there, and they are all locked. Okay, they are all locker kind of stacks or shelves. So each locker is the table. Okay, and inside the table there is a file which is storing the student information. Okay, so if you have to access that file, you have to open that locker. Only then you will be able to read that file. Take the book and read that file or application. So first is reading itself, you need an access. To view this record itself, you need an access. So read operation, and then you should have the access to write into it. You should have a pen and you should be able to write into the file, right? That is creating a new record, something like there is a file and you are creating a new line in that. You are registering a new name. That is the create operation. When you submit it, new record, it is like a blank. You can compare it to the blank row here. So after filling it some value, right, and then you are storing it. Is this stored now? I have just filled it. But for computer, if it is an fold like a register, if you write it, then it's fine. It is registered. But for system, if I close it, it will not be there, right? I have to save it. So only when I save it, this record is added to this file. So when I save, click on save here, file save, I am something like creating a new record. So similarly, if you go and submit it, you are creating a new record. So here now you are not able to see update or delete button. Are you able to see? No, because it is not existing at all. Only for existing records you can update it. I want to change it to Aaron, like that. So I'm updating it and saving it. So by clicking on this update button, so this is like new blank row, class row. Yeah. So this is a new number. So you can see the number is generated automatically. Now it is incremented to 2. So I'm submitting it. By submitting it, what I'm doing, I'm creating a new record. That is like filling out this row and saving it. So if I want to change this to something else, I want to update it. So his name is not Raj alone, Raj Kumar. Okay, I'm updating it as Raj Kumar. And I'm changing his section to B. So you can see update button. That is, you want to change this to some value and you are updating it. So for that you say save it, change it and save it, right? Same thing what you are doing here, updating it. So now it will be updated to the database. Okay, and then deleting a record. You want to remove a record, right? This row is not needed for me. I'm deleting it. Right click, delete. If I delete it, it will change? No, right? If I go and close it, it is asking whether you want to save or not. If I click on don't save, still it will be there. Only if I save it, that row will be deleted. Similarly, here I have, if I want to delete it, I have to click on, if I click on this delete button, this record itself will be removed. So how many operations are there? First is you have to read the data. For that you need the read access. So some users will not be able to view this itself. We will be seeing that. So if I log in as another user, even if he is having this link to view this list, he will not be able to see any record. It will be blank and it will be showing like security constraints. Okay, security constraints, access restricted. So you will not be able to read it. Since I am an admin, I am able to see all these things. Admin will be able to read everything, write anything. But some users, all the users like without admin roles will not be able to read, write or delete or update unless they are provided that access. Got it? So this is about the database creation. And go and create this form. I want the student number to be displayed on the top. Okay, I have to move this from here to the top. Try creating this same form and move the student number, right? Number should be here in the top. Move the number field to the top. Try this out and let me know tomorrow. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.